Welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the clash between Brighton and Hove Albion and AEK Athens in the Europa League. It's the Group B encounter from the Brighton and Hove Albion Community Stadium, also known as the AMEX Stadium. Russ Vernon to guide you through the action. Should be a fantastic game to watch this evening, and we've got the teams coming up for you shortly as the teams emerge from the tunnel. Wonderful atmosphere going off around the stadium this evening, and it's one that I'm looking forward to the most. Brighton and Hove Albion's first European match, but will hopefully be in action for that one in a few moments, and it's going to be a good one. The atmosphere is already building here, and ahead of kick-off I've been listening to a few of the interviews, and the Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi is looking forward to this match as well. We'll go through the two teams in a moment. The Europa League anthem is going off around the stadium as we speak, as we get ready for kick-off. It's Brighton and Hove Albion against AEK Athens. As we start with the Brighton side, who have Jason Steele in goal. It's a back four, should I say, of James Milner, Paul Van Eyck, Igor and Pervis Estepinian. It's a midfield three of March, Gilmore and Matoma, with Pascal Gross and Ansu Fati just behind João Pedro. The bench for Brighton, I'll go through that in a short while for you. And in fact, I'll go through it now quickly. It's Verbruggen and McGill, the two goalkeepers. Lamptey, Webster, Daoud, Lallana, Welbeck, Balbea, Adriinga, Velman, Buonanotto and Inshelwood. Today's referee comes from Estonia. I'll go through those in a moment. Let's go through the side for AEK Athens. It's Stankovic in goal, Sadibe, Mitoglu, Szymanski and Aji Safi across the back. Oblin, Jonsson, Amrabat and Gingovic in a diamond four-man midfield with Araujo and Garcia in attack. Their bench is two goalkeepers, Anthony Idas and Theo Charis, Mohamede, Zubar, Rota, Ponce, Elias, Mantelos, Galinaponos and Pizarro. The referee then, as I mentioned, is from Estonia this evening. His name is Christoph Tova, assisted by Silver Kolov and Stern Klassen, with Onus Janovic, the fourth official. VAR today is Juan Martinez Muena from Spain, with Paul van Bockel from the Netherlands also in the VAR booth this evening. This one should be a good match, as I mentioned, the first ever European match for Brighton and Hove Albion in the UEFA competition. Jakub Moder, who is not involved tonight for Brighton, and Damian Skaminski for Poland, are teammates since 2020. I'll take a break as a mini silence is about to occur. That minute silence was for Morocco and Libya, well respected inside the AMEX Stadium this evening. Brighton and Hove Albion are taking on AEK Athens. I'll keep you up to date with all the other scores involving the British clubs this evening in Europe, which include Rangers and West Ham United, as Brighton get this game off and underway. They're attacking the goal away to my left hand side, with AEK Athens taking the goal to my right. As here comes Pervis Estepinian for Brighton. He runs over halfway on the left hand side. Going for Pervis Estepinian, he goes down. No free kick given there by the referee, as we see Steele just cleared the ball away for Brighton, and Brighton will just have possession back again and will try and come forward again. And now it's with Van Eyck, who will nod the ball into midfield where Solly March was there. Now March dropped that ball back to Igor, and across now to Van Eyck. Pascal Gross is now on possession, back to Igor, out wide to the far right hand side of Milner. Down the line it goes there from James Milner, and Brighton can't keep hold of possession. And AEK Athens have it at the back with Mitoglu, who drops it all the way back to his goalkeeper Stankovic, who will play it out wide to this left hand side, and Haji Safi back to Stankovic in goal, who wears all black this evening. Pink boots he has got on, and this is a crossfield pass into the path of their number 6 Jonsson, who fetched the ball forward. Given away as Billy Gilmore picks up the ball for Brighton and Hove Albion, coming forward, and he's still the ball with him if he wants to get past the AEK Athens players. But he didn't take the ball with him, and Sadiba just clears it downfield for AEK Athens, out for a throw to Brighton, midway inside the own half on the left hand side of the field, near side of the left, as we watch this match unfold this evening. Russ Vernon with you for the match here on the commentary. We're also live on the commentary up 2 this evening. Hopefully you can enjoy the match and listen to our amazing coverage, as Brighton will try and come forward down there right hand side in towards João Pedro, but AEK Athens just interceptors, and Solly March just closed down his man over on that far side in front of the West End. I think it is that Brighton are defending down that side, or it might be the East End. I'm not quite sure which side where Brighton are at the moment. He's over on the east side, their right hand side, their far side is the stadium where Brighton are attacking. They're coming down the West End now. In front of the West End is AEK Athens with a wonderful ball into the penalty area, and Brighton just managed to recover in there to clear the ball away. Now Brighton can break up towards João Pedro, but AEK Athens will come again, spread out to that left hand side, and it's a wonderful ball out wide to that left hand side, but couldn't take it in his path was Amrabat, who pushes them up there, and Mateus Jesus Almeida, the head coach of AEK Athens, looking on here and done a remarkable job for what they've achieved so far in their history since he's been with the club. Had a tremendous start to life at AEK Athens, as here is Igor for Brighton and Hove Albion. Plays it into Ansu Fati, who wins the free kick. The on-loan Barcelona man came to the Premier League, was fouled by Skaminski. The number 4, Ujo there too. Ujo, the captain, so just come to speak with the referee along with Zeminski. And Igor will take this free kick for Brighton across to Van Eyck. And back into Igor now. Igor coming forward. Wonderful ball, switching the play brilliantly. Fantastic play. And here's Solly March. Attacks down the left hand side, going one way then the other. Still going March into the penalty area. It's put behind. It will be a goal kick to AEK Athens. For a moment it looked like it was going to be a corner for Brighton, but the last touch came off Solly March, and Brighton will have to deal with AEK Athens having a corner. A goal kick to defend. So then Sadibe is just charged down brilliantly by Matoma, and Matoma wins his side a throw-in, which Pervis Estepinian will come across to take. Good ball from Pervis Estepinian, and gets the ball back there from Ansu Fati. Pervis Estepinian just turns one way then the other and can't keep the ball in play. Here comes now AEK Athens. Good interception play there in the end, and now Brighton can come forward again. Fantastic ball down the line into the penalty area for James Milner. Milner's in there, cuts the ball back, looking for João Pedro, and a fantastic save from Stankovic, who just came across there to block off the ball into the penalty area as Brighton attacked. But that's good play again from Brighton. And Johansson is down inside the penalty area there. And we're just looking at this again. Brilliant one from James Milner to go on end of this ball from Solly March. His ball in towards the penalty area. João Pedro tried to go on end of it. So too did Ansu Fati. Johansson just pushed Ansu Fati out of the way, ran into his own goalkeeper, Stankovic there, and he gave the ball away. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, AEK Athens 0, if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon with you for this match tonight, as AEK Athens can come away with possession with Arroyo, or he loses out to Ansu Fati, but then and João Pedro is across there well too, as AEK Athens can't keep the ball. Playing on this near side is the number 5 Amrabat across on this side. According to what we had, he was supposed to be playing on the left of the midfield, but he switched over to this right with Pineda moving across to the left of the 3 of the Christmas tree formation. Midfield for Brighton, 1 defensive, 1 just behind the 2 strikers, and then the two wide men. But here's Igor to chip the ball forward. Remains 0-0 after 7 minutes. Ball comes down into João Pedro's path. Tries to get the ball away in towards the penalty area, looking for Ansu Fati, but they've cleared it away there with AEK Athens. Mitoma and Pervis Estepinian win the ball back as Billy Gilmore now takes over possession. Wonderful play this. And now Van Eyck over halfway inside centre circle. Plays it forward on the right hand side for Pascal Gross. Further wide is Solly March. March cuts infield and switches the play well. Cut out in the end, and now João Pedro picks up. He plays out wide to Kyle Mitoma. Attacking down the left hand side into penalty. There he goes. Kyle Mitoma going one way. Pervis Estepinian's there too. Pervis Estepinian's shot is blocked. Comes out to the edge of the penalty area, and Billy Gilmore is forced backwards. Down the line it goes into the path of Billy Gilmore again, and he drops it all the way back this time to Jason Steele in goal for Brighton. Brighton 0, AEK Athens 0 in the Europa League. In my last European match I did was Milan against Newcastle, and that was a 0-0 draw. We'll keep up to date with how Rangers are getting on, and so to West Ham United. They're 0-0 at the moment against Real Betis and Baku Topola respectively. Here is Pervis Estepinian, who drops it to Ansu Fati. Back into Igor now. Into the side as Dunk is out injured. Is Igor. Ansu Fati plays out wide to Solly March. March attacks. He's got Milner on the overlap. Instead he goes into Ansu Fati on the edge of the box. Ansu Fati's shot is closed down. Comes out to Billy Gilmore. Tries to pick out Kyle Mitoma, but that ball's over it, and he goes behind for a goal kick to AEK Athens. Coming up towards 9 minutes gone. It remains Brighton and Hove Albion 0, AEK Athens 0 here on the commentary of the of alternative commentary with myself, Russ Vernon, providing you with the commentary. Goal kick then, which will be taken by Stankovic, who will play the ball downfield, right footed, flicked away in the end, and it breaks for Pervis Estepinian, who will get the ball back, and now Brighton will try and come forward again with Van Eyck into Igor. Igor now looking to find a way forward, but goes across to Van Eyck, who gets the ball forward, but cut out brilliantly there by Paenda, who gets the ball out wide for Adji Safi. Attacks one way, then the other. Adji Safi inside the penalty area, pulls the ball back. It's a corner, and that's clever play then from AEK Athens to get on, win the ball on the right, switch across to the left. It was a fantastic run from Ganovic instead of Ajisafi, who I thought he was. Ajisafi, who I thought he was initially. But good play from AEK Athens in the end. It remains Brighton and Hove Albion 0, AEK Athens 0. If you're just joining us here on the commentary, the ball towards Brighton, and what a fantastic goal from Sidibe, who's put AEK Athens into the lead. It's a shock lead here at the Amex Stadium, and Brighton and Hove Albion are behind. No one picked up Sidibe from the corner, and Jibril Sidibe fires an header past Jason Steele, and AEK Athens are leading by a goal to nil through Jibril Sidibe. Fantastic corner whipped in from the left hand side. Sidibe unmarked on the edge of the penalty area, and he heads it home well. And number 4, Zeminski is in the line there of Jason Steele, is he? VAR will probably check this, but I think this will be a goal for AEK Athens. I think they're going to give this goal, you know. Sidibe with it, and a fantastic serve by the away side, who just probably wanted to try and get that goal, rile up the crowd, and then try and defend for the rest of the game, as there's a free kick here for a foul on João Pedro. I think he's the one who's gone down there for Brighton. First goal in this competition for Jibril Sidibe, who is playing right back and was left unmarked inside the penalties. Here comes AEK Athens again inside the penalty, looking for number 2, but shots from Liver got serious saved by Steele, and Brighton are 6s and 7s all about there. Igor now picks the ball up for Brighton on the edge of his own penalty area. Sidibe unmarked on the edge of the penalty area from that corner, and he fired it past Jason Steele with a superb bullet header. And Brighton are behind in Europe. AEK Athens, Brighton 0, AEK Athens 0. AEK Athens 1, should I say, as here is Pervis Stepinian, as Brighton would look to try and get an equaliser. Igor into Gilmore. Van Eyck. Igor again. A good triangle play there from Brighton. Now João Pedro comes to get involved, and he gets the ball back, does the former Watford player. Out wide to Pervis Stepinian. Edge of the boxes, Ansu Fati loses out. Gilmore in to try and win the ball back, but AEK Athens just keep control and will come away with possession, will they? Gilmore's in there. João Pedro has the ball, but the free kick has been given foul by Billy Gilmore on the number 13 Oblin Pinder, and AEK Athens, who have probably just come to try and get an early goal, try and settle down, try and make the crowd be more nervous than what they probably would have been going into this game, because I think these Brighton fans would have probably been nervous going into this with their side being in Europe for the first time. And now AEK Athens will look to come forward again, and it's played all the way back to the goalkeeper Stankovic, and Stankovic will drop the ball across to number 4 Zeminski, who clears upfield looking for the run of the number 7 there, Garcia, but Brighton through Van Eyck, and Igor just see it back to Steele, who finds Van Eyck again. Now into Pascal Gross, who drops the ball back to Igor, switched at the moment with Van Eyck. Van Eyck now on the left hand side of the back 4, Igor on the right. I think Brighton decided to switch that, try and see if that's any better. João Pedro's being played through by Billy Gilmore, but he can't get an end of that ball, and Sidibe the goal scorer, does absolutely fantastic to put his body in front of João Pedro to stop him from getting there, and the ball runs through for a goal kick. Still 0-0 between Real Betis, who are away to Rangers, and West Ham against Baku Topola, should I say. As the ball is sprayed across now from AEK Athens fantastically well. Matogu will try and get the ball forward. It goes to the number 6, Jonsson, who just tries to keep hold of possession and keep the ball moving well. And here is the number 7, Garcia, who holds up the play well, up against Matoma. Drops it back to Amrabat. Amrabat rolls the ball in field for Pineda, who takes a strike and is easily saved in the end by Steele. Comfortable in the end as Pineda and that shot. The neck now move back over to the right of the back four. And they just did a switch at that moment, just to from where their player were, who they were supposed to be marking. But Van Eyck coming forward unchallenged, plays off to Pascal Gross, who gets Solly March in behind it for Brighton. Solly March pulls the ball across, deflects behind for a corner, and that's fantastic defensive play by AEK Athens to block off that cross into the penalty area. And that's a fantastic ball through, and he just pulls the ball back and behind for a corner. Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1. Brighton have a corner. Van Eyck and I go inside the penalty area. They make a run now. Ball whipped in towards the penalty area. João Pedro can't go into the back post, and he runs out for a goal kick. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, AEK Athens 1 is the scoreline if you're just joining us. 17 minutes on the clock, and we'll just see this goal again. As you see, Sidibe starts outside the penalty area and he makes a run into the box, and that's a fantastic header into the back of the net, and AEK Athens have the lead in this match. As the ball is played forward into João Pedro, tries to put the ball into the path of Matoma, can't get there. He's now put behind for a corner. It is from off of Zemansky. But good play again from Brighton, trying to get back into this game. And Pascal Gross, the skipper, comes running across to take this corner kick for Brighton. Can Brighton do exactly what AEK Athens did with a lay one from James Milner onto the same part of the penalty area to head home? Gross takes in towards the back post. Van Eyck heads it up off of back of a AEK Athens defender who was tightly marking him. It was Zemansky who was marking Van Eyck there well. Igo and Van Eyck shaping up again. And Sufati also inside the penalty area is taken quickly and short. Brighton trying to work a different route to go. But that time that route is also blocked off as a head tennis between Gilmore and Marsh is there. Gross trying to keep the move alive for Brighton, but AEK Athens just do well to turn away from possession and let the ball run out for a throw-in to Brighton and Hove Albion. Solly March will come across to take this for Brighton, or will he leave it for James Milner? The referee is having a word with the AEK Athens number 8, Gankovic, who's not happy that the decision has gone against his side. João Pedro trying to flick it round the corner for Solly March. And a play for a throw in which Milner will take again. James Milner looking for options. That's the experienced player, James Milner. Played for Leeds United, Liverpool, Manchester City, amongst a number of clubs that they play for, or he's played for in the past. There's Pascal Gross, the Brighton and Hove Albion captain, who was telling his players to push up and not allow AEK Athens much space. And the heads away there by Garcia, who tried to flick the ball on but came off the wrong part of his head, and out for a throw to Brighton. 20 minutes gone, Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1. If you're just joining us here on the Comment Shop 2. And here's João Pedro, one way then the other, in towards the penalty area. He's cleared away, out for a throw-in. And we'll see what this throw-in has got. Perez Estepinian takes a quick transfer, fat back to Perez Estepinian, who's being forced to give the ball away as he tried to knock it back to Van Eyck. But here come AEK Athens and they're going on a fantastic run here. Our wide to Ramadan now on the right hand side. Ball in towards the penalty area. In challenging was Garcia. And then Brighton just had the ball clear and he runs all the way through to Stankovic. And AEK Athens have come to Brighton and Hove Albion with a game plan not to let Brighton have a lot of the ball and try, or let Brighton have a lot of the ball, but try and soak up that pressure and try and break them down and try and get a goal to quieten the fans down, which they've got, and they have quietened the fans down a little bit and make them feel more nervous. As AEK Athens fans are the ones that you can hear right now. They're enjoying their away day performance. And the ball's played through, wonderful bit of play towards the penalty. Shot comes in and just wide from Levi Garcia. And that's a wonderful effort, which goes past Jesse Steele's left hand post as the shot came in. Is a fantastic play in, split the Brighton defence. Garcia, first time effort. He had to take it first time. It was a wonderful through ball from Aurora, the captain. And he had to take it first time, did Garcia. And it goes behind for a goal kick to Brighton, with Steele, who's taken quickly and he's come out to his penalty area and he's launched it long. Gross wins the header up towards João Pedro, but breaks into the path of Igor, brings it down on his chest brilliantly. 22.5 minutes gone here. Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1. If you're just joining us on the Comment Shop, also on Comment Shop 2, Russ Vernon is your man behind the microphone today. Gross gets the ball out wide. Wonderful bit of play this will be. Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1 is a scoreline. Here is Pervis Estepinian for Brighton. Into Igor, who's coming up. No one challenging him, so he's carrying the ball forward. Is the centre back. He drops it into James Milner. Wonderful pass into João Pedro inside the box. There's also Fati, in fact, and a fantastic save there, drawn from Stankovic from Ansu Fati. And that's a clever bit of play from James Milner. He saw the run of Ansu Fati, who just peeled off his marker. Mitoglu come across to block him off. But that's a wonderful bit of defensive work again. Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1 is the scoreline here on the Comment Shop. Here's a wonderful ball in from Brighton with March. It breaks to João Pedro on the back post. Outside the penalty, João Pedro whips wonderful ball in. Heads down and just wide from Igor. And that could be a chance for Brighton to get about level. After 24 minutes, there's a wonderful well-worked cross from the left-hand side by João Pedro, and Igor just inside the on the edge of the six-yard box, heads it down brilliantly, but it bounces the wrong side of Stankovic's post, and that is a glorious opportunity for Brighton to get about level in this game. It remains Brighton 0, AEK Athens 1 as the ball is played forward. Wonderful play down the line from Van Eyck to win his side. Decision here, he has won his side. Decision, where has he won himself? He has won a free kick here, I think, for a foul there. Nothing. That's not a foul for me. Haji Safi is also being punished there, because that was not a single foul for me. Here's Van Eyck. Here is Igor now, who can fetch the ball forward. What can he do here as the ball is played brilliantly into the penalty? Towards a penalty area. Breaks for João Pedro. Chips the ball over the top, looking for Pascal Gross. Whistle has gone. Free kick on the edge of the box for AEK Athens after Gross fouls his man Zemansky, who remains down at the moment. He's sat up on the floor, is Zemansky's. There is Lewis Dunk. Impressed for England on international duty as Lewis Dunk. And he's looking to cause a number of problems here this evening. If he could, when he's back, look to cause a few problems when he's back from injury, should I say, missing tonight with an injury. Hopefully not too serious. As I'm back on getting the ball as Igor heads it back to steal. Igor with fantastic defensive word there as Amrabat just post steals arm as he tried to get the ball forward, and there's no flag against João Pedro's onside. João Pedro said the penalty goes down. No penalty against the referee, and João Pedro is going to be booked here for diving. It's a yellow card here for diving for João Pedro. Milner having a word with the referee. The AEK Athens players are not happy that he's dived there. Brighton fans are not happy he's getting booked for diving. And João Pedro is booked for diving there, and the referee is getting pelters now from the Brighton fans. Let me just look at this. He turns away. He takes his leg there. That's a penalty for me. That is a penalty. I don't care what anybody says. That is a penalty for me. Haji Safi is very lucky that he's not been given a penalty against him. VAR checking this, I believe. And he's been sent to the monitor. Here the referee, who is Christo Tovar from Estonia, by Juan Martinez Munira of Spain. Sends across the referee to have another look at this on the monitor, and I think if he looks at this, he will overturn his decision and give Brighton a penalty. Potential penalty review here, and a way back in here for Brighton is. We'll look at this ball, look at this again. He pulls the ball back. There does João Pedro, then he gets his standing foot kicked by the number 28 Haji Safi, and the referee has had a look on the VAR, seen it, and he's given a penalty to Brighton. Correct decision for me. And I think the yellow card will be overturned for João Pedro. Will have his yellow card wiped away, and I think Haji Safi should get a penalty here. Should get a booking here, should I say, for the foul. But no punishment for Haji Safi, but penalty for Brighton. João Pedro to try and get him back in it. 29 minutes on the clock. João Pedro trying to get back in it. Is he just, as Amrabat tries to put him up, I'm just speaking to the referee and then taking age to the goalkeeper and then taking age to get out of the box. From the spot here, João Pedro to level for Brighton. Can he do this? He's scored many penalties in his time before at Watford. Can he score here for Brighton? He can! He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Brighton about level. João Pedro with Brighton's first goal in European football. And Brighton's quest for European glory this season is scored, and their first goal has been scored by João Pedro in the Europa League. Fantastic penalty, well taken. The goalkeeper had no chance. He gave goalkeeper the eyes to João Pedro, looked to the goalkeeper's left hand side and sent it to his right. And that's 1-1 now. And Brighton, about level. Roberto De Zerbi didn't watch that penalty, just was watching his reaction of his supporters, and the reaction told him everything he needed to know. It's a goal, and Brighton are back level. And now can Brighton go on and take the lead? Here is Perisic Stepinian to try and help them do that. Edge of the box is Kyle Matoma. Matoma goes down. Free kick to Brighton. Foul by Jonsson. Jonsson win the foul on Kyle Matoma. Interested to see how that decision will shape the rest of this game, and how referees the rest of this game. Here's Pascal Gross over this free kick. Solly March has come across to speak with Pascal Gross as well. Wonder what he can do with this one here. Plays it to March, plays it to Gross. Perisic to Pignan. Out wide to Solly March. Goes down. Another free kick. Foul by Amrabat. This time in a better crossing position for Brighton to get into the penalty area. This is nicely worked. Takes it away from him. Takes him out. Free kick. Good from Amrabat though. They gave him an high five. And remains Brighton 1. AEK Athens 1. Rangers are 0-0 against Real Betis. And it's still 0-0 between West Ham United and Bacca to Polos. The free kick towards a penalty area cleared away fantastically by AEK Athens defender. I think that was Matogu. And Perisic Stepinian goes down again. It's another free kick. I think no, this time it's a throw-in. Matoma to Perisic Stepinian. We can't find João Pedro, the Brighton goal scorer. And Kyle Matoma goes down again, but Amrabat between him and Ura get the ball away for AEK Athens. And now Sidibe, the goal scorer, chips the ball downfield. Wonderful play this, as Amrabat just loses out. And Pascal Gross is brought down here. There's Billy Gilmore was brought down by Sidibe. And that's a free kick to Brighton and Hove Albion. Coming up towards 33 minutes on the clock is Brighton 1, AEK Athens 1. Coming up at the weekend, we've got live Premier League action. Arsenal take on Spurs in the Premier League. Interesting how they do this as the ball is played out wide. Brilliant play from Kyle Matoma. Runs one way, then the other. Ball whipped in towards a penalty. Heads up, cleared away. Comes out towards Perisic Stepinian, who just acts the ball further clear. This is good play from Brighton, as they will try and come forward with possession. Good bit of movement here from Brighton and Hove Albion. Good play from them as they will come forward, switching the play well outside. Good touch from Milner to March. Solly March drops the ball back to Van Eyck and into Gilmore there, who just controlling the midfield for Brighton now. Igor comes forward. Perisic Stepinian. Sees Solly March make a fantastic run down the line, and he finds Matoma there. Throwing for Brighton after Mitoglu just cleared the danger away. Brighton 1, AEK Athens 1. If you're just joining us here on the commentary of Russ Vernon to guide you through the action. Here on the commentary of Russ Vernon will be your man to guide you through all of the action in the end here tonight. Out wide to Milner. Good play given away. Is João Pedro gives the ball away. Remains Brighton 1, AEK Athens 1 here on the south coast. That's a fantastic challenge by Ansu Fati. Now here comes Brighton with João Pedro going one way then the other, and João Pedro still going. He can't get the ball into the penalty area. It is a goal kick to AEK Athens, who try and get forward. There's a man down for AEK Athens here, and the referee's not given a free kick here. I think he's get a goal kick in the end. Haji Safi went down very, very late. Did the AEK Athens player. Haji Safi playing left back for AEK Athens tonight. And remains down on the floor. Getting some treatment, getting some magic spray on him there. And while that's done, I'll just take a quick drink of my water. Remember to keep hydrated, guys. And we can keep you across all the other matches. We'll go through all the other scores at half time in the Europa League and Europa Conference League earlier. And we'll tell you how Liverpool and Aston Villa got on earlier on in their European matches tonight. Liverpool came from 1-0 down to be last by 3-1. Liverpool lost 3-2 to Legia Warsaw in their game as well. And Aberdeen were in action and they lost 2-1 to Eintracht Frankfurt. So a mixed night for the British clubs so far. In Europe, a win and two defeats. With this one here, and West Ham being a draw and Rangers being a draw. Tonight so far. So we've had a win, 3 draws and 2 defeats from our opponents in across Europe and Europa Conference League round 1 so far. As here comes Brighton, who can come away with possession. It's a fantastically well worked goal from AEK Athens from that corner. As Amrabat goes down for an handball against Amrabat, nothing given, and Amrabat continues. Sidibe goes outside the penalty. He wants a penalty. Referee says no penalty. He gets back up. Does Sidibe, but no penalty given this time around. He gets back on with the game as Brighton try and come forward, but the ball is over it for Solly March. And Brighton have it with Haji Safi, who drops it back to his goalkeeper Stankovic. And Brighton will have to do some defending again here. Brilliant play forward by Brighton and Hove Albion. Following Brighton's stage in the Europa League every step of the way here this season on the commentary hub. Also on commentary hub 2 as well. Brighton 1, AEK Athens 1 here on the commentary hub for your listening pleasure. Gross across into the path of Van Eyck as Brighton look to build their way forward. Van Eyck gives the ball away now. There's a foul there by Van Eyck on Garcia, and that's a silly challenge to make by Van Eyck when Garcia was not going anywhere in that moment, as we try and keep you up to date with everything else that's happening in Europe this evening, involving the British clubs. Rangers 0, Real Betis 0. And as we'll tell you that score, AEK Athens have taken the lead again. It's the number 8, Gajinkovic, who has got the goal with a superb finish. And AEK Athens are 2-1 up against Brighton. From that free kick Brighton didn't pair them up in 2 set pieces for AEK Athens, and 2 goals for them tonight. It's a fantastic well-worked goal. A cross came in and there's a shot in off of the ground by the number 8, Gainčević, who turns the ball home and stuck out a leg to divert it past Steele, who dived very late there. And Brighton and Hove Albion are back behind in Europe tonight. Tony Bloom there with a bit of a grimace on his face, and Roberto De Zerbi with his head in his hands. Can't believe that, as he allowed Gainčević all the time in the world to steer it past Steele to give AEK Athens the lead just before half time. Into the final 5 minutes of this first half, it's Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2. Now here on the commentary hub and commentary hub 2, Russ Vernon, to bring you the game live, as Brighton will try and get back into this game as the ball is way back to Steele. Brighton will come again, trying to attack through the heart of the midfield now, as João Pedro and Billy Gilmore play neat 1-2, and spread out wide on this left hand side for Karol Mitoma. Mitoma whips the ball in towards the penalty area, but he lets it. But AEK Athens defenders just let the ball run through and bounce behind in to the net there, and is behind for a goal kick. And Brighton are not very happy with the way this game has gone so far, as the ball's played up towards João Pedro inside the penalty area, but fantastic covering defending there by Mitoglu to get the ball away for AEK Athens. But Brighton have got it back with Solly March, works it for James Milner, back to March again. Solly March is going one way then the other, back to Pascal Gross now. Brighton looking to try and get on the front for his Ansu Fati to the penalty area. Breaks away for Billy Gilmore to chip the ball back into the penalty area. Gilmore there again, Milner there again. And the flag is up for offside against James Milner. And as we head towards half time, Brighton are the team that are trailing at head towards that moment. 2-1 is the score for AEK Athens, who took the lead through Sidibe. Brighton level from the penalty spot through João Pedro, but AEK Athens is back with Gainčević just before half time, 5 minutes before half time, and 10 minutes after Brighton equalised. Brighton now win the header brilliantly with Pervis Estepinian, and Thomas bows off the ball by Sidibe fairly, according to the referee, and ball thrown down the line looking for Amrabat, and Igor and Amrabat just collide with each other. Amrabat just fetches the ball back and gives the ball to the Brighton goalkeeper Steele to take the goal kick, as they will look to try and come forward in possession. Yeah, now, what can Brighton do in this game? As Steele plays the ball into João Pedro brilliantly, out wide now to Pervis Estepinian, and then further down the line is João Pedro again, who couldn't get an end of that, but he's out of play for a throw into AEK Athens into the final minute of the first period. It remains Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2. If you're just joining us here on the commentary hub, and also on commentary hub 2, Russ Vernon to guide you through the action. And now is AEK Athens in? Can they make it 3-1? They can't. Fantastic recovery and defensive play by Van Eyck to deny Pinder, and that would have been probably game set and match, because I couldn't see Brands coming back from that. AEK Athens showing why they're a good side in Greece with the possession that they've got, the chances they're creating. And Brighton have to watch this because this is their Achilles heel set pieces, and they almost profit against AEK Athens, but they couldn't take advantage this time around as we head into stoppage time, where we will have a minimum of 3 additional minutes at the end of this first period, signalled by the 4th official. Billy Gilmore try and fetch Brighton forward and try and get them back on level terms for a second time before half time. This is Pervis Estepinian coming up and over halfway. Plays out wide for Carol Matoma. Matoma down one way then the other. Brilliant bit of play. Carol Matoma across, looking for João Pedro on the near post. But the keeper, Stankovic, dives on it well to keep it at 2-1 AEK Athens. Fantastic low ball in. João Pedro just wasn't quick enough to get across that near post. Stankovic came to claim the ball. Here comes AEK Athens, who's doing really well. Good play this from AEK Athens as they will try and come forward. Wonderful, wonderful play from AEK Athens as they will look to bring the ball forward, and he's chipped it over the top. And he runs harmlessly straight through to Steele in goal. And Brighton need to regroup, reorganise their defensive structures from set pieces, because that's what's been their Achilles heel so far in this match. Set pieces have been the difference, because Brighton have conceded both of the goals that AEK Athens have scored from set pieces. One's been a corner, which was their first one, and the second one was a free kick. Here's Pervis Estepinian into Ansu Fati, into Billy Gilmore. Lovely reverse back heel into his own path, and now Carol Matoma down the right hand side, left hand side, he goes into the penalty. Carol Matoma puts the ball in, too near the goalkeeper in the end though, and that's an easy save for Stankovic at his near post as Brighton look to cause a number of problems. It remains Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2 is the scoreline here on the commentary. Of Russ Vernon is your man to provide you with the commentary this evening. Good play this from Brighton as they will look to come forward. Van Eyck is there. Good play, and he's forced it all the way back. Here comes Brighton again to just knock the ball around really, really well. Can they knock the ball around well? Is Igor just to keep the ball moving for Brighton as they will come forward. Here's Pervis Estepinian. Good break from Brighton as they try and get one back here before half time. Goes into James Milner, who's moved across from the right back spot into Carol Matoma. Marches out wide over that far side, no one marking him, but the half time whistle is blown, and it's Brighton who trail by 2-1. Fantastic first half coverage and a fantastic first half game that we've witnessed today so far. AEK Athens to the lead through Sidibe on 11 minutes. Brighton equalise on the half-hour mark through a João Pedro penalty after he was fouled. It's had a penalty after a VAR review. Gankovic pulled one back. Well, put AEK Athens back into the lead, should I say, just before half-time, 5 minutes before half-time. But at the break in this Europa League clash between Brighton and AEK Athens is Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2, with the scoreline at the break. Elsewhere in Europe is currently West Ham 0, Baka Tapola 0 in the Europa League. And in the Europa Conference League, which is what Rangers, I think, Rangers are also in the Europa League as well. And they're 0-0 at home to Real Betis at half time as well. We're going to take a break now, but join us when we return for the second half action, and it's where it currently stands at Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the game between Brighton and Hove Albion and AEK Athens, with the scoreline as Brighton 1, AEK Athens 2 at the break. Goals from Sidibe on 11 minutes and Gakovic on 40 minutes. The difference for between AEK Athens and Brighton after João Pedro had cancelled out the opening goal of the game through Sidibe's header from a penalty spot through João Pedro. In the other game in this group is Marseille 2, Ajax 2 is the other scoreline in this group. We'll keep you up to date with that one, as well as the game involving Rangers and West Ham United in the second half, as AEK Athens will get us off and underway for the second half. They attack the goal away to our left hand side in this second half, and is all the way back with Stankovic. No changes by the looks of it for either side. We'll go through the sides again in just a moment for you to keep you up to date with what the teams are, as Garcia just wins his side of throw-in. Does he know he thought he had? But the throw-in goes the way of James Milner. Ball now across there into the path of Igor, who will look to come forward for Brighton and Hove Albion. Into the path of Van Eyck. And running through the sides in a moment as Gilmour drops it back to Igor and points for where he wants it to be returned. And Gilmour just got there as it was a little lacklustre to set off on the run after pointing where he wanted the ball to be played, as Gilmour goes down off the ball after he's played the ball through after a foul there. It looked as though. So we're running through the sides here. So the side of the second half is stealing goal for Brighton. Milner, Van Eyck, Igor and Estepinian across the back. Is March, Gilmour and Mitoma in midfield. Gross and Fati just behind João Pedro in attack. For AEK Athens, we're running through their side in a moment, as here comes Brighton and Hove Albion with Igor in possession. Up towards halfway. Feeds it into João Pedro and back into Igor, and now Brighton will come looking forward. Igor into João Pedro again. Flick around the corner for Kyle Mitoma, loses out, and now Sidibe just plays the ball in field for Garcia, who turns away from Van Eyck and then runs away from Igor, who goes into the referee's notebook for a yellow card. Sidibe's wanting it to be more than a red, wanting it to be more than a yellow, should I say, with a red, but they're saying there's covering defenders. If I need to see from a different angle, this angle here will be able to tell me, is the covering defenders, will the covering defenders get there? I'm not sure actually. I think that could have been be more of a red card than a yellow card there for Igor. But he's very lucky not to be sent off there, Igor, in my personal opinion. And AEK Athens, who have scored from set pieces tonight, have got another one of their set piece which they're going to be taking. Sidibe is up there from the back. You can see him there with Billy Gilmour battling to try and get possession. Sidibe was also carded in that discussion, as he was asking the referee for more than just a yellow card for Igor then. And the ball and the free kick will be retaken for some reason. I'm not sure why the free kick had to be retaken, but second back to the chair for AEK Athens, and they've gone to Garcia. Instead, Garcia chips the ball in. Gilmour edges to it. Shot is neither there or here. And Gross can't win the ball as Van Eyck just fetches it into the path of Pascal Gross, and he finds Milner, who gets the ball forward for Solly March, and March wins this side of throwing. Good play from Solly March. He will look to find Van Eyck with the throw, and does find Van Eyck just over halfway and inside the AEK Athens half. Running through the AEK Athens side in just a moment or so when we get to a stoppage in play. We've not been able to give you their side as of yet. Here's Van Eyck again now for Brighton. Up towards halfway. And over halfway now in midway inside the AEK Athens half, and Gross delivers a cross which is pulled behind by Panetta, the midfielder for AEK Athens. Gajkovic is watching along there for this corner to be taken, which is a solid march will take in towards the penalty. Heads away from inside the penalty by Jonsson, I think it was. Ball back down the far side. No free kick for a foul on João Pedro this time. Though now Brighton will have to get back in numbers as Sidibe tries to go and end that ball forward, but he's cut out well, and now Igor just sees Billy Gilmore in space and plays it to the Scotland international, who can now fetch the ball forward for Brighton. Here is Pervis Estepinian. How wide it goes into the path of Karol Mitoma. Can't find Ansu Fati. Brighton just give the ball away, but they've got it back brilliantly as March plays it down the line into the path of Gross. Back into March again. Now here's Milner. Across to Igor. On that yellow card, remember. Gilmore back to Igor again. Switching the play well. He's now going to the path of Solly March. March attacks down this right hand side. Edge of the penalty area is Gilmore. Now Pascal Gross goes down inside the box. No penalty given. March is there. March goes down. Free kick to Brighton in a promising position for the Seagulls. As we quickly run you through the AEK Athens side, as they've got a man down on the floor there. And the man who's gone down is number 24, Mitoglu. So it's Stankovic in goal. Back for Sidibe, Mitoglu, Szymanski and Ajisafi. Ajisafi is a midfield of Jonsson, Panetta, Amrabat and Gajkovic, with the front two of Arujo and Garcia. Stankovic lining up his wall well here. He wants 5 in the wall, it says, and there's a draft excluder down there. Solly March is there. Pascal Gross stood over this as well. It remains 2-2 between Ajax and Marseille in the same group as Brighton and AEK Athens. Will it be Gross or will it be March? Gross rolls it to March. He's away from a couple of defenders. Tries to look to get a shot in but couldn't. So he's forced all the way wide. And Sidibe does well to win Brighton a corner. That's clever play from Solly March. Brilliant back heel by Pascal Gross, trying to set up Solly March for a shot. It wasn't set, wouldn't see right for him, or the angle wasn't there for him, so he took it around the outside, tried to get the cross and it wasn't there for him. Tried to turn away, couldn't turn away. Tried turning back, tried to pull the ball in, couldn't. Come off Sidibe behind for a corner, which Pascal Gross will take for to the AEK Athens fans. Ball's whipped in towards the penalty area. Van Eyck heads it away. And there's a clash of heads between Van Eyck and AEK Athens players who stayed down here. I'm trying to see which AEK Athens player it is. Is this Simonski? Simonski? I'm not sure. West Ham United are trailing to Baka Topola. Petr Stancic with the goal on 47 minutes at the London Stadium. West Ham United 0, Baka Topola 0, Baka Topola 1. Should I say the referee is running across here to have a look at something. Here's a clash of heads, and the man who's gone down for AEK Athens, I think, is Szymanski, as James Milner is down. And it looks like Milner's evening is over for Brighton. I think he said it's his hamstring and he can't run. Gajkovic is there. Just watching this, the goals again. Brilliant header from Sidibe to put AEK Athens 1-0 up. Then João Pedro was fouled inside the penalty area, and the referee went to the VAR monitor after he booked Pedro for diving. Instead, Pedro then sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, and that guy Kanovic just diverted a free kick past Steele into the back of the net to give AEK Athens the lead again. There's been another goal in the Group B clash between Ajax and Marseille, and Ajax are leading by 3-2 now. Kenneth Taylor with the goal on 52 minutes as James Milner's night is over. He is being replaced here by Tariq Lamptey, who comes on in his place, and Tariq Lamptey will come on and will want to do a good job for Brighton here now, in replace of James Milner, who, after he's just come on onto the field in that position just there, as Tariq Lamptey. Into the right back spot is Tariq Lamptey now, after the injury to James Milner. Milner is okay. He's a good player. As James Milner started his career with Leeds United. Zemanski remains down inside the penalty area for AEK Athens. That's why I'm talking about James Milner, as we watch this game unfold. Once we resume the play, AEK Athens will be fetching on a substitute here with Mohamedi coming on. I'm not sure who will be the player to come off here, unless it is, I think it is going to be Zemanski, who's still down at the moment off of the field of play. So some Mitoglu stood up there, seeing Sidibe up and around. I can see, or is it Haji Safi who's down? There's number 8 on his shorts there. Is it Haji Safi is down? I think Zemanski's up on his field. The stretcher's being brought on for him. He's been down for a few minutes now. So interesting to see how this one plays out. Hopefully not too bad for him in the near future. Hopefully he can get back playing fairly quickly. We don't like to see many injuries to both sets of teams, or any team in general, or to their players. And the rain is teeming down on the south coast, but the AEK Athens fans are enjoying their time in the southern rain. Is AEK Athens, who lead by 2-1. As we watch this game unfold between AEK Athens, who lead Brighton and Hove Albion by 2-1. Van Eyck is coming across to see how the player is, because he was who he clashed heads with. Did the AEK Athens player, and there's a good touch there. He's come across and made sure that he's going to be okay from the Brighton player, as we wait to see how many minutes of stoppage time will be added on here in the game between at the end of this match. With this long stoppage, he went down after, I'll just tell you 1 minute the clash of heads happened, 53rd minute, and we're coming up towards the 59th minute, so it's been down for over 5.5 minutes here. Is Mitoglu is the man down. Brighton I've already made a change with James Miller going off injured. This will be AEK Athens' first change as well. And it's Mitoglu, who's played well so far in this game, will be coming off once everything is sorted and is okay. And we wish him a speedy recovery. At first I thought it was his centre-back partner Zimonski, because I couldn't see him stood up there, but then I've just seen the number on his shorts to see number 24, and it's Mitoglu who's coming off now, and you'll get a standing ovation from both sets of fans here, which is a nice touch by Brighton and Hove Albion supporters. And it's always good to see the supporters clapping off an injured player, whether it's on your team or the opposition team. It's always nice to see them get a good reception, as Amadi will be the player to come on for Mitoglu, and we wish Mitoglu all the very best of luck in his recovery. After his injury, as Brighton will give the ball back. Well, they know Brighton had the ball, so they'll play on as Lamptey just has possession now. Across to Igor. Igor with the ball forward. Here's Gilmore to Purvis Estepinian. Back into Igor. And now Van Eck. We're back underway. There was he went off in the 61st minute, so there was well over 6 minutes, well over 8 minutes of stoppage time though should be for that injury alone, plus anything else on top. So we could be for probably about 11 or 12 minutes of stoppage time. I would have to favor my guess at, as João Pedro and Caio Matoma tried to play a neat 1-2 between themselves there, and the ball goes out of play for a goal kick to AEK Athens. And as I mentioned, a speedy recovery from everyone in the commentary hub for the AEK Athens player Geresimos Mitoglu, who has not put a full wrong up until that moment, and he didn't put a full wrong then, and not put a full wrong this evening, but had to be substituted. He was one of the contenders for player of the match, which I'll be choosing a little bit later on and we'll tell you our player of the match is a little bit later on, around about the 85th minute. We'll tell you who the player of the match is. So we'll see how that one unfolds. And now AEK Athens can't keep the ball in play and can't keep the ball moving forward. So Brighton have a throw in, which will be taken by Tariq Lamptey into Pascal Gross, back into Lamptey's path, and Lamptey drops it into Igor, who will look to try and play it into Purvis Estepinian. Well, yes, Purvis Estepinian will look to get down the line and does so for Caio Matoma. Back into Igor, who will look to go one way then the other, but then feeds it to Van Eck. He thought about going into Gilmore, who had a player on him, so that would have been a bad ball. And now Ansu Fati comes short, and wonderful bit of footwork from Brighton to keep hold of the ball. Here's Billy Gilmore. Can't pick out Pascal Gross, and now is a wonderful breakaway. If he can get into this, he can Garcia. And Garcia goes towards goal and tries to lob Steele, who keeps the ball and saves it well, and then throws out to Van Eck, who can come forward quickly now for Brighton, as they will want to get on with the game very quickly. AEK Athens will look to try and slow the game down at every available opportunities. Here's Solly March going one way then the other. Base for Pascal Gross. Back to Tariq Lamptey. Now Brighton just moving the ball around well. João Pedro into Pascal Gross. Good work from João Pedro, and he Can't get an end of the ball then. João Pedro's in. João Pedro goes down. Does the referee give a penalty if it's another foul on João Pedro, this time from Zamonska? The referee at the moment says no. We'll wait and see if there's another VAR check for a potential penalty. I'm not sure whether that was a penalty or not myself. The referee has stopped the players. João Pedro remains down inside the AEK Athens box, and for me that's a penalty. That should be another penalty for Brighton. And VAR are checking for another possible penalty for Brighton here. Foul on João Pedro again from Szymanski, who just kicked out at him. The referee's having a look at the monitor here, and for me that's a penalty kick. All day long, that's a penalty for me. For Brighton, and they'll be looking to see if they get this one. The VAR are checking it, and the referee's going across to the monitor. We know he normally gets given if he goes across to the monitor. The referee comes back across. Penalty to Brighton. He's given it. It's a penalty. Foul on João Pedro, and Brighton have a chance to get back level for a second time from the penalty spot. Szymanski was the man who was brought down João Pedro. Pascal Gross is across there to have word with the referees, trying to calm things down. Pervis Estepinian is told to wear there by the referee. And so Fred's told him to go in. And trying to work out who went. It's Aji Safi who went off for AEK Athens with that bad injury, not Mitoglu, which is sad to see. The injury to Aji Safi. We thought it was Mitoglu initially, but it turns out it was Aji Safi. Brighton have a penalty, just correction on that substitution I told you for AEK Athens a few moments ago. João Pedro has a chance to put Brighton back on level terms with his second penalty in this competition, and Brighton's second ever penalty in this competition. Can he get 2 goals on his Europa League debut there? Now João Pedro steps up and he scores again. Sends the keeper the wrong way, and Brighton are level for a second time from the spot. João Pedro sends Stankovic the wrong way, and Brighton are level now. He went the same way as he went in the first half as well. To the keeper's left hand post. After looking like he was going to go to the keeper's right, and Brighton are back level for the second time. Here in the end, it is now Brighton 2, AEK Athens 2. As I'm just hearing, there's been a goal in the Rangers game. Rangers have taken the lead against Real Betis. Davis with the goal there on 68 minutes, 1-0 to Rangers. As Brighton trying to get in front for the first time and win a throw-in through Solly March. Pascal Gross looks to take the throw-in. Can he find João Pedro? He can. Into Gilmore towards Pedro again, cleared away by AEK Athens, and Gilmore wins his free kick as Arujo's just come off for AEK Athens for Stefan Zubar, who has come on, and Zubar is a familiar name to people in England, I would say, and it's good to see him come on now for Arujo. And Stefan Zubar comes on. And be interesting to see how this game shapes up now, especially with that bad injury to Ajisafi a few moments ago, which could cause a few problems for AEK Athens defensively, because Ajisafi doing really, really well up against Brighton, Pascal Gross and Solly March on there on this near side. As here now comes Brighton to keep possession. Is a wonderful ball into Van Eyck, who will look to get the ball forward, and he'll drop it into the path of Igor, and it further on to Ansu Fati into Pervis Estepinian, who will come forward. Is a brilliant run from Billy Gilmore. Gilmore out wide to Pascal Gross. Down the line is Tarek Lamptey. Lamptey goes down and straight into the camera behind that goal, and no free kick given. Lamptey's off the field. Lamptey now gets back to his feet. Goal kick has been given to AEK Athens. And if I just look at this again, I'm looking to see this very, very cleanly. And so far, gets there. Terry Lamptey gets there first, and he's fouled for me. Ben Mohamedi, who had only just come onto the field. And the referee has not given anything here. It remains Brighton 2, AEK Athens 2, and we enter the 71st minute. Wonderful match it has been tonight in the game. The correction to the goal scorer is Abdullah Simmer for Rangers. And now Brighton win a throw-in. Galankovic should be booked here in the rules, and he is booked. Galankovic. And I've got to say that was a definite yellow card there for Galankovic, who just chucked the ball away from Tarek Lamptey, who tried to keep up with everything tonight. Here they come. Garcia went off as well when Arujo went off for Ponce as well. As a ball is played through to Kaumatoma, who just goes down, loses his footing. No foul in that one this time though. So the referee waves play on. And now Brighton have a good way to try and get into the lead as they're coming forward again. And so Fati through legs to João Pedro. This will Billy Gilmore. Cross to Mitoma. Shot is blocked. Comes out to Solly March. The keeper had already dived. March. Pascal goes back to March again. Out to Tarek Lamptey. Lamptey does well. Into Solly March. Good bit of footwork. How wide it goes from Billy Gilmore into Pervis Estepinian. Now Ansu Fati. Across now to Tarek Lamptey. As Brighton come to try and get on the front foot for the final few moments of this game. It remains Brighton 2, AEK Athens 2. If you're just joining us here on the commentary, Russ Vernon with you, describing all the action of this match, which has been a fascinating watch. Let me tell you. And now, what can Brighton have up their sleeves for the final few minutes of this game? West Ham have turned the game on its head. There was an own goal through Petrovic on 66 minutes, and Mohamed Kudus has scored on 70 minutes. It's West Ham 2, Baka Topola 1. And as I mentioned, Simmer with the goal for Rangers. Rangers 1, Real Betis 0. And in the game, which is also in the Brighton group, it is currently Ajax 3, Marseille 2. Here's Lamptey now. Drops it back to Van Eyck, and Van Eyck will fetch the ball across there brilliantly into Igor now, and Igor will look to come forward. Van Eyck is there. Brilliant ball. Oh, fantastic flick by March into Pedro now from Lamptey's path. March is there again. Edge of box is Ansu Fati. Clever back heel from Ansu Fati, but then Bevis Estepinian gives the ball away now. Amrabat can break in space over that far side. Igor has to come across, but brilliant defensive work there by Van Eyck, who goes down and rolling around on the floor is Van Eyck and the number 14 of AEK Athens, which is Ponce. And which way is the referee given this? They both went in, and for me, if anything, I'd give that as a free kick to AEK Athens, as we just see that clever flick from Solly March to get Tariq Lamptey away magnificently. Brighton 2, AEK Athens 2. If you just join us here, Van Eyck has picked up a yellow card. In this game, he remains Brighton 2, AEK Athens 2. If you're just tuning into us here on the Commentary Hub, also live on Commentary Hub 2 this evening only due to technical problems. Here is Brighton and Hove Albion with some defending to do. Is the number 10 Zuba standing over this, and Zuba, he goes for goal and just wide from Zuba of Steele's right hand post. It was about 25 yards out, I'd have to say, and that just went the wrong side of the post in the end, and Brighton and Hove Albion are 2-2 up against AEK Athens, as AEK Athens are going to be making a double substitution in a few moments. As now João Pedro gets the ball to Tariq Lamptey, and Lamptey goes back into the path of Van Eyck, who's now on a yellow card and joins his centre back partner Igor on a yellow card as well. Here's Gross, drops the ball back into Van Eyck. Now Igor, Van Eyck again. And now balls to his João Pedro is onside. João Pedro for the hat-trick. Shot saved by the goalkeeper. It's behind for a corner. AEK Athens wanted the offside flag. It never came. And it's Brighton who win themselves a corner. It did look offside to me, I must say there. As Stolly March, Pascal Gross had just been told to wait by the linesman, as AEK Athens are making a double switch, I think now. Yes, Jan is the first one. We'll tell you who it is who's coming off in a second and who's coming on. As Mantelas has come on, we're not quite sure who's come off yet. We'll keep you up to date with that in a moment as the March corner comes in towards the penalty. And it goes all the way through. And behind for a goal kick to AEK Athens, as we now get confirmation of the 2 substitutions that have been made. And I can tell you is Gajkanovic, who scored the goal for AEK Athens, put them 2-1 in front, has been replaced. He has been replaced by Eliasson. And we'll tell you about another one in a moment as here comes AEK Athens on the charge on the right hand side. But Brighton have just won the ball back and it's dropped all the way back there. As Mantelas has come on for Pineda as well. Number 20 has just come on for number 13. If you're following along with the pictures. Mantelas is watching the game here now as here comes Brighton and Hove Albion against AEK Athens. And now let's see how this game does unfold for the final 10 minutes or so, probably around about the final 19 minutes or so, as Brighton is set to make another substitution with Danny Welbeck about to come on here for Brighton and Hove Albion. I'd be interested to see who he takes off, because I can't see him taking off João Pedro on an hat-trick, and I can't see him taking off Ansu Fati or Pascal Gross. Just be interested to see who he takes off. Might surprise me and take off João Pedro, but I'd be surprised if I was Pedro. I'd be a bit annoyed as Brighton win themselves a free kick foul on Pervis Estepinian. No, it was Ansu Fati who went down there. And it's João Pedro who's coming off, who's on an hat-trick, and I'm really surprised about that. See João Pedro come off for Brighton and Hove Albion. I know Welbeck has got a bit more experience of playing in European competitions, playing with Arsenal and with Manchester United. But I just thought with him on an hat-trick, thought he might have stayed on there just to see if he could get that hat-trick, but he's come off with 9 minutes plus stoppage time to go. When I said around about 90 minutes left, that was just a guess. As Pascal Gross for goal and punched away by the goalkeeper Stankovic, and behind for a corner to Brighton. Pascal Gross with a dangerous free kick, and that's punched clear. In the end there, and there's been another goal in the other game, which I'll tell you about in a moment. It is Pascal Gross with the corner for Brighton in towards the penalty. Heads go up, is cleared away, but back he goes for Lamptey, who heads the ball forward for Brighton and Hove Albion. And now that's a wonderful touch from Pervis Estepinian to find Tariq Lamptey, and goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Ajax have been pegged back again by Marseille. 3-3 the score there now. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the former Arsenal striker, on target again in that match is Kaoru Mitoma. And now he loses out, and Brighton through Amrabat. AEK Athens through Amrabat gets the ball forward, and there's a shot here from the substitute. Is it played through? And it's in! It's in again! Ezekiel Pons has scored! AEK Athens have made it 3-2! I do not believe this, what I'm seeing here! Do not scratch your eyes! AEK Athens are in the lead! Again! It's Brighton 2, AEK Athens 3! Every goal will be checked. It's checked. We'll keep a check, see if he is offside, and I didn't see any offside in there. And we just see the build up again. As the ball is played over the top, he is onside. As he flicks on his onside. Is this pass here? He's onside for me. And it's 3-2-2. AEK Athens. Is Exil Pons the substitute. And that's a brilliant first touch to set himself. And the second gets a bit fortunate. Really, just Pons. That he hits it against Steele. Bounces back off his leg. And then beyond Steele into the back of the net. Bit lucky there, AEK Athens. It must be said. But they won't mind. They're leading against Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-2 in this game. What a match. What a game it has been. Can Brighton level for a third time? If they do, it won't be through João Pedro, who got substituted just before they went back in front. West Ham have also scored. They now lead 3-1 against Bacca Topola, thanks to Thomas Sojcek goal on 82 minutes. As Brighton will make a substitution as Karol Matoma comes off for Simon Agride. And also coming off is Billy Gilmore for Facundo Buonanotte. And they've done well today with those two players that have come off for Brighton and Hove Albion. They've caused AEK Athens a number of problems. And Ingrid on to the left of the midfield three now. Or it might be Buonanotte who goes out there and he moves into the middle. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case. As here comes Brighton again in through Van Eck, who can fetch the ball forward. What can Van Eck do here now? He's scored the ball again from Igor. And there's Welbeck into Lamptey. Good bit of play this from Brighton and Hove Albion. They've looked to cause a number of problems of Brighton tonight. As we get ready to give you the player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. This evening, and we'll give you that in a moment, as is Steele at the back there for Brighton, and they will try and come forward. Fantastic play from AEK Athens defensively. They've looked really, really good, but Brighton have got in some good positions and they've caused a few problems as we get ready to announce our player of the match. Oh my word, Brighton, how have they not scored there? Oh my word, Adingra on as a substitute, almost scoring, but somehow Brighton can't find a leveller. Brilliant ball towards the back post, and he heads it. He gets under it. There does the substitute, and that really should have been a way back in it for Brighton. As we get ready to give you our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, is Saikan Stankovic, the AEK Athens goalkeeper. He has pulled off some fantastic saves to keep his side in this game, because Brighton have had chance after chance after chance, but can't take the chances. What can Brighton do here now? They break away with Pascal Gross, do they? inside the centre circle, midway inside the AEK Athens half, and now it's Facundo Buonanotte. Buonanotte gets the ball out wide to Pervis Estepinian. Further out wide is Adingra. Comes out to Lamptey. Now March. Going one way then the other as we get ready to see how many minutes of stoppage time there will be at the end of this match. I would imagine there's going to be quite a bit for the VAR situations, and also because of the injury, as well as there's a yellow card shown there to someone who's to one of the benches. I think it was shown to. I think he might have been. I'm not sure if he was Zerbi or one of the AEK Athens backroom staff, or even their manager. But Brighton lead by 3 goals to 2 as Pascal Gross just takes free kick quickly into Van Eyck, and Van Eyck will come over halfway. We're into stoppage time now. How wide is Tyler Lamptey? We enter 13 minutes of stoppage time. Here, Brighton moved the way forward, going one way then the other. And what can they do with possession? Twisting one way then the other. And Brighton will come forward. Wonderful bit of play. It goes out wide, and Ingwer cuts in field. Still going to Ingwer, edge of the box. Can't get a striking on goal. Breaks for Pascal Gross. Go one way then the other. And Ingwer again. And Brighton can't keep the ball. Brighton coming forward again. Spreads the play out wide to Terry Lamptey. Brings the ball under control. Goes past one. Now up against another. Cuts in field. Leaves a cross in. Headed away the near post there by Zimonski. Now AEK Athens can break if they can get this pass right, which they can't. Try to release the substitute, who is Eliasson, who can't get the ball forward there for AEK Athens. Brighton will come again. Adinga finds Ansu Fati, who now finds Van Eyck. Igor now. We're into 13. We've played 1.5 minutes, so we've got 12.5 minutes left of 13 added on. Brighton, there's still time for Brighton to get 2 goals here. And oh! That was almost one back. Brilliant effort there from Ansu Fati, I think it was. With a curling shot on the substitute, Simon Adingra. And that's a fantastic curling effort as the edge go up and Adingra gets an header in there, but it comes off an AEK Athens players behind for another corner. AEK Athens defenders there shouting come on, including the now captained Zemanski. 11 minutes to go then. What can Brighton do in the final 11 minutes? They can give the ball away and Sidibe can, and then can get the ball away to Sidibe. If he can play this right, he can. And Sidibe's got players moving forward. He's one of them. Zuber goes down. Free kick given. And a yellow card for Danny Welbeck. And Danny Welbeck is not happy. Into stoppage time at the London Stadium. There's 4 minutes of stoppage time there. It's West Ham 3. TSC back at Poland 1 in that game. Rangers 1. Real Betis 0 into the 3rd minute of stoppage time of 5 added on in that game at Ibrox. As AEK Athens can win this game here now if they can get this right. They can't. Brighton will come away with this brilliantly if they play the ball forward well. And there's a chase on here for Solly March. Can he get to the ball, March? He can. Does well, Solly March. Into the penalty area. Rolls the ball across. And so far he can't get a strike in the way he gets the... That challenge there was absolutely spot on by the substitute Petros Mantalas, who makes a fantastic challenge there to keep the scores level. What a game of football we have witnessed tonight. Let me tell you. Brighton and Hove Albion 2, AEK Athens 3. We've got 9 minutes left to play. Brighton still knocking, still looking for that third equalising goal of the game. They've been behind every single time tonight, Brighton. Can they find a way through here? Not with a ball like that, as Brighton just give the ball away. Now, AEK Athens, can they keep the ball and play? The card is a throw-in. Terry Lamptey will come across to get the ball and take it quickly. Gets into Van Eyck, and Van Eyck will switch the play into Igor, who comes up towards halfway. Plays the ball to Bruninotti. Ansu Fati and Bruninotti combine again to win the ball back. They lost him momentarily. Solly March gets the ball through to Ansu Fati, takes away from one. And again, twisting one way then the other. Ansu Fati pulls the ball back. Bruninotti is there. Comes out to Pascal Gross, going one way then the other. Then strikes, punched away, head back in, and over the bar. Oh, Danny Welbeck, so close to the equaliser for Brighton. And Brighton knocking on that door. But Stankovic, our player of the match, is not opening that door for Brighton and Hove Albion. He's keeping it locked. How many more chances are Brighton going to get to try and get level for a third time? My oh my, what a game, what a match we have witnessed. Ball kicked forward by Stankovic. Brighton just get the ball back, Ansu Fati out wide to Adingra. Adingra still going, loses out. And now here's Van Eyck. How can he get this ball forward? He can quickly to Solly March. March cuts in field. Plays it back into Van Eyck. He won't see it back, but Van Eyck will go on his own. Going one way then the other. And then feeds Solly March back. March goes away from one. And turns it back inside of him. And goes for a goal, but just over the bar this time from Solly March. And Brighton are knocking on that door well, but can't find a way through. Saikan Stevanovic, our player of the match, is keeping AEK Athens in this game and in the lead. But that was a wasteful effort as the rain continues to team down here on the south coast. Brighton 2, AEK Athens 3, and both managers know that there's so much time left to play in this game. Full time, Rangers have won by 1-0. West Ham have won by 3-1 as well in their matches against Real Betis and Bacca Topola respectively. Can Brighton follow suit and win this match? But they can't, as the free kick had to be retaken. Ajax have finished the game with 10 men against Marseille, still playing in that game though. 3-3. That is in the Brighton and Hove Albion group. Second yellow card for Silvano Voss in the first minute of stoppage time. In the other game, as we see a yellow card brandished to the number 20, Petros Mantelis of AEK Athens. And Brighton almost getting into a tangled back side of their own penalty area. And Brighton just come away with the ball now. Pevis Estepinian finds Jan-Paul Van Eyck, who can fetch the ball forward. And he gives the ball away to Brighton, but Lamptey gets the ball back. And now he's way to Solly March. Down the line is Ansu Fati, who's pushed to the ground here, according to the linesman. Free kick to Brighton and Hove Albion. Mantos is going to be careful as the ball's in towards the penalty area, looking for Danny Welbeck. They took it very, very quickly there. And that was quick thinking by Brighton, almost paid off for him as well. But Stankovic was behind that and saw it all the way. And now, AEK Athens, can they get another goal here? But he runs through to Steele. Steele will get the ball into Igor. Now into Pascal Gross. What can Pascal Gross do here now? He gets it into Danny Welbeck. Welbeck turns away from his man. Gets the ball out wide to Adingra. Adingra gets it back to Danny Welbeck. Back to Adingra again. Still going. AEK Athens win the ball back as Amrabat gets the ball forward. What can AEK Athens do? Sidibe's away. He's onside as well, Sidibe. He's got no one in the box, so he holds up the play well. That's clever play from the right back. Amrabat is there to support him now. And he's been forced backwards. Good pressure from Brighton to force AEK Athens back, even further than what there was wanting to do. And now there's an offside flag there. And the AEK Athens number 3, the substitute, will be booked here for kicking the ball away. And he doesn't just kick the ball away, he ran the ball away. And now here comes Brighton and Hove Albion. Can they find a late equaliser here? Van Eck has got the ball. Final 3 minutes of time to be played. Across now into the path of Igor. Out wide from Igor. Brilliantly this. Cuts infield Igor. Going one way then the other. What can they do with the ball? Solly March into Van Eck. Is he going to open up for Van Eck to have a shot? He will. Shot is blocked though. He breaks for Solly March. Where's he back to keep the move alive? Igor there. Back to Solly March. Van Eck is there again. He won't open up for a shot this time. So has to go to Terry Lamptey. Lamptey cuts infield. Back into Van Eck. Again. Welbeck. Pascal Gross. Does well to hold up the play. What can Pascal Gross do here now? He loses out. And if Amrabat plays this right, they can come away with the ball here. And Sidibe plays that ball wrong. It was right to that final ball from Sidibe. And Brighton are now back on the front foot again. If they can word this well, there will be a chance of potentially equalising. Brighton have slowed it down a bit there. Through Pascal Gross, it's slowed it down, and Brighton fans winning tap of that, slowed it down. Here's Solly March, twisting one way, then the other. Can't pick out Van Eck. Igor's there to Gross once more. Gross can't pick out a ball to Solly March. Oh, Terry Lampton is cleared away by the substitute Mohamedi. Bad there. Here comes Brighton again. Willing not to, drops the ball back to Van Eck. Coming up towards the final minute now. Brighton 2, AEK Athens 3 is the scoreline here on the commentary of your home of alternative commentary with me, Russ Vernon. Out wide it goes. Brilliantly. Ball whipped in towards the penalties. Round the back, edge scope is cleared away. There's a man going down inside the penalty area for Brighton. The referee's not getting it. He has though given a corner kick to Brighton. Last chance saloon now, is it? Potential penalty check by VAR again. They're not going to get a third penalty, are they? No, they're not getting a third penalty here. Play on, says the referee. Corner kick instead. Pascal Gross to take it. He whips it in towards the penalty. Goes over the head. Igor, his legs. He didn't know where the ball was. Terry Lamptey is there. Can he keep the ball in play? He can. Drops it back to Steele. And now, it's Pervis Estepinian. What can he do here? Pervis Estepinian can come forward. Can't play a good ball though, and that ball is act clear to Steele. Can he keep the ball moving for Brighton as they have got one last attack in them, have they? Not even play short to Lamptey, have they? Yes. The ball needs to go along now. The ball needs to go into the penalty area. They can't score with the ball out wide here. Brighton just knocking the ball around well. The time is almost up now for them in their first European game. They're not going to finish with a defeat, are they, Brighton? It's finished Ajax 3, Marseille 3. Ball in towards the penalty. It's break for Brighton on the edge of the box. And now, AEK Athens, the full-time whistle is blown. And Brighton and Hove Albion are defeated in their first game in European football. It's all over. is not what they wanted on the opening night in their European quest. Is a defeat for Brighton and Hove Albion by 3-2 against AEK Athens. Brighton gave as good as they got, but fell in the end, unfortunately, to defeat Jibro Sidibe. But AEK Athens in front with a diving header from just on the edge of the penalty area, just inside the penalty area, from following a corner. They go level Brighton from the penalty spot after a foul on João Pedro. And João Pedro took the spot kick and scored to make it 1-1. Mijat Givanovic then put AEK Athens in the lead 5 minutes before half time. João Pedro then pulled another one back from the penalty spot after he was fouled again inside the penalty area. And João Pedro took that penalty and slotted away on 6-7 minutes. But on the 84th minute, Ezekiel Pons off of the bench won it for AEK Athens. There were 30 minutes of stoppage time, but Brighton couldn't find a way into the second for a third equaliser. Full time at the Amex Stadium is finished. Brighton 2, AEK Athens 3.